Hey everybody, welcome back to anybody who's been here before. Always good to have you here. And welcome in to those who just happen to be stumbling upon me here on the internet. Today I just want to encourage everyone to believe their eyes and ears, to seek truth, and to recognize things that are being put forth to control your mind. I think it's important that people take their minds back, because the human mind is still a very powerful thing, even if you believe that AI is the future, whatever else. The human mind is unparalleled and unmatched, and it should be used. And you should be using your own. So welcome back to the Green Egg Girl podcast. In recent history, we've had a lot of people. I don't even think it's in recent history. There are many groups, entities, and individuals who want to control the minds of people. I don't think it's recent necessarily. I'm just thinking of recent examples that are so blatant and obvious that need to be discussed. I think at this point everyone knows that the term conspiracy theorist was coined by the CIA following the JFK assassination. Anyone who asked questions was termed a conspiracy theorist. That continues into today, where anyone who questions the Charlie Kirk murder and assassination is called a conspiracy theorist and has all kinds of negativity put onto them. I can't say that I know for certain what the motivations behind the mind control is. Can't even say for certain who specifically wants it that way. You need to analyze and look case by case on who benefits the most. For me, questioning all of this really started at COVID. I was never much of a conspiracy theorist prior. I wasn't really paying attention prior. I was focused on other things. Life. I was just a normie. And then COVID hit and it wrecked my world. Operation Mockingbird came very starkly into the light, with all of the news stations saying the same thing on repeat, ingraining it into your mind. And of course, if you think back, mine was Kroger. Now, I live in Kentucky. It was much worse here. I did travel to Tennessee during that. Tennessee didn't do this. In Kentucky, every radio station break, every grocery store, they played the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Everyone said the same simple phrases on repeat in a specific cadence. And it always struck me as odd, and it gave me a sickening feeling in my gut listening to it. I didn't like it. I felt that they wanted to control my mind. It was the first time I had felt that on a deep level. And it made me very uncomfortable. Now, since then, various things have happened, and I sit here and I'm like, somebody's trying to control the narrative. The same things show up on television. The same things keep showing up, the same phrasing being used, and it always rubs me the wrong way. It's the 2 weeks to slow the spread. 2 weeks to slow the spread. 2 weeks to slow the spread. They said it forever. And it was never the truth. It was just what they said. And then I discussed last week the Andrew Tate hit clips. Now, the same thing happens, just the hit clips are different. And in posting what I did last week, I've had several people still come and try to tell me that they're guilty and all of these things. But that's not the truth. It's something that you've been convinced by someone else. So they pull things out of context, they play it on a loop to try to make you think that. They pull Candace's speech from England out of context to try to make her into an anti-Semite. Jack Posobiec gets on his show and claps rhythmically as he tells you that Tyler Robinson's parents turned him in. He tweets it every day for months on end. And it has yet to actually be proven. But there are a ton of people who believe that because it has been rhythmically ingrained into their brain. They read it every day and they weren't watching for it. They weren't paying attention to it. So that thought got planted there. It's a truth that has been ingrained. And it's the same thing that they do with the Tate brothers. They say the same phrases on repeat. They have to continually amp up their accusations against them to make them seem more and more heinous. It really should be triggering to you that something is wrong. It should hit something in your brain that says, why are they pushing this so hard? Why is it that we want to downplay Epstein and upplay the Tate brothers? Why does Jack Posobiec clap while he says certain things? That rhythm and the way they phrase things and the repeat, it's to fool your brain. It's to implant something there. If you set something, think back to elementary school. There's a reason the alphabet song is a song. There's a rhythm, there's a cadence, and it implants in your brain. It sticks harder when there's a rhythm and there's a cadence, and they understand this. And I say they as an ambiguous, whoever it is at the time, trying to convince you of whatever it is at the time, this is what they do. To put it like Owen Benjamin, it's their wizardry. It's the spell that they're casting. So I want you to just stop and pull back for a minute and objectively look at the things that are in your brain that you believe and why you believe them. I have stopped and I have questioned everything that I thought was a fundamental reality in my life since waking up to this. And I have gone back and I have picked through why these things are in my brain, who put them there, how it got put there. And I've slowly but surely reconstructed my outlook on life and opened myself up to the possibility that a lot of what I think I know is not actually the truth. Because the sources that it came from, the way that it was taught, it was implanted more than learned. So I've gone and I've sought after more facts, more basis, more information. I was huge on World War II. World War II was the thing I loved learning about the most in school. So then to be in my 30s to learn that a ton of what I learned in school was factually false was a very big deal. But I'm not arrogant enough to stick to it. I don't have that in me that says I have to be right because this is what I was taught and this is the hill that I'll die on. I'm open to new information. that takes a humbling. I'll come on this show and I'll tell you if something that I said was factually false. I'll come back and I'll correct the record because the truth is more important than being right. I'm open to being wrong about the Tate brothers, about the Charlie Kirk investigation and everything. I'm watching all sides. I'm learning from all sides of this. But something about Jack Posobiec clapping while he said that gave me the same sick feeling as the news repeating 2 weeks to slow the spread. And I was right about COVID. So I'll say that. There's been a great number of conspiracies that I started going back and looking at, and I went, oh, I actually think it's this way, and I've been proven correct. I held fast on the Tate case in Romania, and I got proven out to be correct. Because I went and read the files. And I didn't selectively read what was fed to me by people like Murdered by Crayons and Milk Bar TV. Those guys harassed me in comment sections forever. They sent me all kinds of information that was vastly pulled out of context. And they have to know the case well to be able to do such things, by the way. So don't underestimate these people and think that they're stupid. They're not. It's devious. They're not stupid. They're devious. They're smart. They're well informed. But they have an agenda. Just like Jack Posobiec. He's not stupid. He's a smart man. He's well informed. But he has an agenda to fulfill, so he's going to do it. There are no nothing hater accounts out there for everything that aren't bright. Gary from Paramount Tactical, poor Gare Bear, he's one of them. They're just following the company line, but you can see where they break down. But the well-informed people are the ones that should scare you the most. Take control of your mind and read information for yourself. It's why I went and got an account so that I could start pulling all of the legal documents for the Tate brothers, because I refuse to allow someone else to be more informed on it but have an agenda to feed me information. I want to have it for myself. I want to read it for myself. So then my conclusions are my own. That's how I choose to live my life. I highly encourage people to do the same. Now, you may end up coming out of it with a different conclusion than I have. You have a different lived experience. And you may decide, law be damned, they should go to jail because I think they're gross. Now, I think that's wrong. I think that's unethical. But it could be an honest conclusion you would come to. And I've seen some people come to that, but at least they were informed. Anyone who sends me someone else's propagandistic take, I'm out. And believe me, I've had it happen on repeat. Before we lose humanity to AI, get hard copies of things. What's online can be changed. It can be manipulated. Go back and search. Go back and find information to have on hand. Do your own research. Use your own mind. AI is coming for us all, and it's going to be far more effective than the devious humans, because the devious humans do still slip up. And then you can spot them. But anything that's just fed to you on a loop should trigger something in you to go look deeper. If a whole bunch of people are coming out with the identical talking point and it's just going and going and going and it feels like the Energizer Bunny, that needs to trigger something in your brain to hit pause. To not believe it because it's being repeated, but to go look deeper into it to draw your own conclusion. Now, sometimes it does look like things are being fed to you on a loop, and when you go do the research into it, you go, oh, okay, so people actually had a reason to come to that conclusion. And sometimes it's just somebody like Jack Posobiec trying to plant false information deep into your mind to where you believe that it's a fact. So while it's still legal, ladies and gentlemen, use your own brain. Don't let people implant something into your brain and then lie to you as time goes on. Watch the people who tell a lie in real time and die on the hill. It's terrifying. It's the same thing that happened during COVID. Don't let it get you. Use your mind while it's legal. Use your mind before they start planting chips in your brain to override it. Use your humanity. It's the best gift that you have. I hope you all have a fantastic week ahead. I hope, as I always hope, that I made you think. Have a great week.